Hello and welcome to another section in mathematics. In this session, we'll be looking at binary numbers. But before that, let us look at the previous lesson. Welcome back. In today's lesson, we'll cover areas like multiplication of numbers in base 2 and division of numbers in base 2. Multiplication and division of binary numbers. That's what we will focus on in this lesson today. So let's quickly start with multiplication of numbers in base 2. In multiplication of numbers in base 2, I want you to note that 0 times 0 is equal to 0, and 0 times 1 is equal to 0, 1 times 1 is equal to 1, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let us start. Example number 1. If we are given 1110 times 111 all in base 2, all we'll do is to arrange it in this form, and then we have 111 multiplication. Okay, let us start with this. 1 times 0 will give us what? 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. We start with this. 1 times 0 will give us 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. We go over to this. 1 times 0 here will give us what? 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times this last one is 1. Now at this point we apply addition rule, where we add everything here. Okay, when there is long multiplication of binary numbers, the principle of addition is used to derive what? The answer, and that is exactly what we are doing here right now. So we bring down our 0. Okay, 1 plus 0 will give us what? 1. 1 plus 1 plus 0 will give us what? 1, 0. And we write 0 and carry 1. Add it here, it becomes 2 plus this 3 plus this 4. And our 4 is equal to what? 1, 0, 0. So we write 0 and carry what? 1, 0. So we write 0 here. This is 1, this is 2, plus our 1, 0, which is 2. That is 4. We still have what? 1, 0, 0. And we write 0 and carry 1. And carry 1, 0. 1, 0 plus 1 will give us what? 1, 1. All in what? Base 2. Is that correct? So we have our result to be equal to 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay? Example number 2. We are given the number 1110 times 110. Let us start. Have a solution, and here we have 1110, and we have 110. We start with 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times everything here will give us 0. So 0 times 1, 0. 0 times 1, 0. 0 times 1, 0. Okay? 1 times 0 will give us 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 times 1 here is 1. 1 times 0 will give us 0. 1 times 1 will give us 1. 1 times 1 will give us 1. And 1 times this one will give us what? 1. We apply the principle of what? Addition. You bring down your 0. 0 plus 0 will give you 0. 0 plus 1 plus 0 will give you what? 1. 0 plus 1 plus 1 will give you what? 1, 0. So you write 0 and carry 1. Add it, it becomes 1, 0 plus 1, 1, 1. You write 1 and carry 1. Add it, it becomes what? 1, 0. Okay, it becomes 1, 0. So we have 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. as our what? As our answer. Okay, let's quickly go over to division of numbers in base 2. Division of numbers in base 2. How do we divide numbers in base 2? Now, under division, the principle of subtraction is used. Here, the principle of subtraction is used. Okay, now when we are dealing with multiplication, we use the principle of what? Addition. But in division, the principle of subtraction is what we use, and we apply what we call long division. Long what? Division. Okay, let's take some examples. Example number 1. Divide 101010 by 111, all in base 2. Okay, solution. I want you to follow me closely in order to understand what we are going to do here. So we have this, and here is the number we are dividing. Okay, and then this is the divisor, which is 111. Okay, let us start. Here we are supposed to start with the first two terms here, which is 10, but 10 is too small to be divided by 111. So since there are 3 here, we pick the first what? 3 letters, which is what? 101. 101 as well cannot be divided by 111, because 111 is greater than what? 101. So we need a number that is greater for us to be able to do what? To divide. So what do? We now pick the first 4 numbers, which is 1010. Are we following? 1010. And how many times can 111 go into 1010? How many times can it go into 1010? How many times can it divide it? It's how many? It's once. Okay, so 1 times 111 will give us what? 111. Is that correct? So we bring it down, and when we bring it down, we draw our line. We subtract 111 from 1010. Okay, so let us start. 0 minus 1 will not work. We carry this one and add it, it becomes what? 10. 10 minus 1 will give us what? 1. Okay, and here we are left with what? 0. Is that correct? Yeah. Now we borrow this one here and add it, it becomes 10. Okay, and when we borrow 1 here to add here, it becomes 1, and here becomes 10. And 10 minus 1 will give us 1. This is what? 1. 1 minus this one will give us what? 0. So we don't need the 0, and here we are left with 0 2. We don't need the zeros, so we have 1 1 left. Okay, so we've taken 4 letters already from here. Then we'll bring down the next letter, which is what? 1. Okay, how many times can 111 go into this 111 here? It can only go into it what? Once. So you have your what? 1 written at the top. Now this one times 111 will give us 111 again. Okay, and we subtract 111 from what? 111. This minus this will give us 0. This minus this will give us 0. This minus this will give us 0. Okay, so the answer is equal to what? 0. And here we are left with what? The last what? Letter, the last number, which is what? 0. You bring down your 0. How many times can 111 go into 0? It is what? 0 times, because 111 cannot divide 0. Since 111 cannot divide 0, then we have what? Our 0 boldly written here. Okay, 0 times 111 will give us what? 0. Is that correct? And since we've gotten to the level where 0 is the last 10, then we'll stop here because we've taken the last 10. So it means invariably that when 111 divides 101010, our answer is equal to what? 110. So 101010 divided by 111 is equal to 110 base 2. Okay, example number 2. Okay, we have question 2 on the screen. Divide 1010.010 by 11, giving your answers to 3 places after the binary point. Okay, I know some people are already confused. Are you already confused because of the point here? Don't worry, it's very simple. Let's still apply the method we use them in our example 1, where we have something like this, and here we add our number, and here is our divisor, which is what? 1. Okay, so we start with the 2 numbers. 1 cannot divide 10, so we use what? The first 3 numbers. How many times can 1 divide 101? It's once. You write it down, and then 1 times 1 will give us what? 1. You add what? Minus, since we are dealing with division. Okay, so 1 minus 1 is what? 0. Then 0 minus 1 cannot go. You borrow 1 and add it, it becomes what? 1 0. 1 0 minus 1 will give us what? 1. Is that correct? Yeah. Then we'll go over to the next number, which is 0. Bring it down. How many times can 1 go into 1 0? 1 0 0. It's what? Once. 1 can go into 1 0 0 once. Okay, and then 1 times 1, and then 1 times 1 will give us what? 1 1. You also subtract. 0 minus 1 will not work. So what do? We borrow 1 here, add it, it becomes what? 1 0. And when you remove 1, it becomes 1, and add it, it becomes 1 0. 1 0 minus 1 will give us what? 1. And here we are left with 1. 1 minus 1 is 0, and then here is also 0. So we'll continue with 1. And at this point, we've gotten to the point where we have what? Our decimal point. So we bring it down here and bring down the 0. Okay, how many times can 1 divide 1 0? 0 times, right? Because 1 is greater than 1 0. Okay, so since it is 0 times, you add what? 0 here. Are we following? Yes. Okay, let's proceed. 0 times 1 will give us what? 0. So we don't need that 0. Then we'll break down the next letter, which is 1, and then we have 101 divided by 1 and that will give us what? 1. 101 can be divided by 1 once. Okay, so that's how we got this one. Okay, 1 times 1 will give us what? 1 we subtract. 1 minus 1 will give us 0. 0 minus 1 will not work, so we'll carry 1 and add it becomes what? 1 0. 1 0 minus 1 is what? Is 1. Is that correct? Yeah. Now we'll bring down the last number here, which is 0. Okay, how many times can 1 go into 101? How many? It can go once. Okay, now 1 times 1 will give us what? 1 1. Now what do we have? You have 0 minus 1, and that will not work, so we'll borrow 1 and add it here. It becomes what? 1 0. Is that correct? 1 0 minus 1 will give us 1, and here we have what? 0, which is, and here we also have 0. So at this point we have 0 0 1, and the division cannot continue. So this is our answer. It invariably means that 1010.010 divided by 11 is equal to what? 11.011. Okay, as what? Our answer, all in base what? Base 2. Okay, to refresh your memory on what we've been doing, I want you to take the test on the screen. Good luck. Welcome back. So far we've been able to cover the multiplication and division of number bases, especially in base 2, and we'll call it a day here today. Do well to visit the lesson notes on the platform for better information on the topic we've just discussed, and feel free to drop your question or comment on the comment section if there is any problem you encounter on what we've done today. We'll continue in our next class with modular arithmetic. Until then, stay safe and bye.